a Harley-Davidson about to release a dirt bike. Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. Yes, on the trails, the dirt trails with my heroic Harley. I do like a little bit of dirt biking. Anyway, this video is all about Harley-Davidson. And will they release a dirt bike, a motocrosser bike? And many of you are thinking, what is Alf going on about now? Just bear with me and see what I've got to offer. Now, some of you might be thinking, Harley-Davidson don't make dirt bikes. They make cruisers and tourers and some street bikes, but that's about it. Dirt, no. Harley-Davidson, no. However, back in the day, Harley-Davidson did make some dirt bikes. Back in the AMF years, they made the MX 200. Okay, short-lived, only for a year. It was a motocrosser. It was short-lived because it was already too big and too heavy in regards to competition as well. So it was never going to sell really in numbers. However, they did produce a lot of trail bikes, enduro style bikes, scrambler style bikes with high mud guards and longer suspension travel and higher ground clearance. And yes, they were 125s and 175s and 250s and that kind of thing. So they did produce back in the day off-road going motorcycles, let's put it that way. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that was then, not now. What am I going on about? So Harley-Davidson, as we know, started developing electric motorcycles, the LiveWire. Then they made a subsidiary company, LiveWire, and under that new company, they have produced the LiveWire One and also now recently released the Del Mar. However, before they started this brand new company, this electric vehicle company, they had bought into, or they're about to buy into, another electric motorcycle company, and they were producing, guess what, dirt bikes, or a motocrosser, and it was an electric motocrosser, and you might have heard of them. They were called Alta. Now, this story is well known that Harley-Davidson bought a 55-60% share in Alta. They were going to invest in them, heavily invest in them, and develop their electric motocrosser and release it to the masses. It was going to be a huge thing. This Alta actually was a very capable bike. If you look at the Stark Varg, which has just been released recently in the last few months, it was kind of comparable to that in that it was high-powered, very capable, well-engineered, and they had development for lots of other bikes as well. Harley-Davidson bought into this, or they were buying into this, but then they delayed and delayed and delayed, and then they kind of pulled the plug. So this left Alta in a real predicament, a financial predicament, because they were tied into a contractual obligation with Harley-Davidson. Well, then Harley-Davidson pulled the plug, and then Alta had nowhere else to go. Now, what Alta tried to do, they tried to go around a couple of other companies, other corporations to gain investment. There was a Canadian firm, BRP, that were linked with them as well. Okay, in the end, it was a well-told tale that Alta just could not get the financing and they folded. So that electric motocrosser bike was no more. However, Harley-Davidson were involved with it. Subsequently, after the liquidation of Alta, this Canadian company, BRP, did buy some of the intellectual property of Alta. However, Harley-Davidson were heavily involved in Alta, not only just a financial point of view, but also about developing products and having eyes on their intellectual property, let's say, their designs. Now, when Harley-Davidson pulled out of Alta, they then went on to develop LiveWire, their own electric subsidiary company, as it were. Now, if you look at the designs of LiveWire and you look at the way they've released their Del Mar, which is a kind of a street bike, but it's kind of tracker inspired, they're on a path to bring out an electric dirt bike. And there aren't that many electric dirt bikes on the market right now that are fully functioning and actually competitive, let's say. So could Harley-Davidson, under LiveWire, bring out an electric dirt bike? And I believe they could. Now, as we know, coulda, shoulda, woulda doesn't actually mean that they will. And yes, this is all speculation, of course, but I'm just going by their interest in Alta. and how successful Alta were at bringing out a competitive and capable motocrosser, as it were, an electric motocrosser, and also the history that Harley Davidson had with off-road going vehicles, let's say, with the AMF years and the SX models, and obviously the MX200 as well, and also the military motorcycles, the MT350. They also copied a 500 variant from the UK, but also they had a 750 variant as well. They've got off-road pedigree, although they just don't show it. They just don't reveal it to the world. And let's not forget, there is quite a big movement of people taking their Harleys off-road now, but also people who are converting Sportsters. I mean, they've been doing this for years as well. There is an interest from Harley-Davidson fans to take their Sportsters, let's say, predominantly, granted, off-road. Because it's more fun, right? It's much more challenging. So Harley Davidson always pride themselves in tapping into what people are interested in. And guess what? People are interested in taking Harley Davidsons off-road. Now, of course, I'm just talking about electric bikes right now. Could they produce them? Absolutely. Have they got the know-how to do it? Absolutely. You know, do they necessarily need the intellectual rights or the intellectual property of Alta? No, because let's face it, they've already got the expertise in producing electric motors for motorcycles, and really they just need to have the know-how to produce lightweight motocrosser bikes, so that they could definitely do it, or enduro style bikes, or some kind of street going motorcycle that is very off-road capable. In other words, high mud guards, longer suspension travel, and high ground clearance. As long as they make it light and electric and dirt road capable, they'll be onto a winner, especially with the emerging markets. Now, the question that I would ask is this: would they ever produce a motocross or a dirt bike, or an off-road capable motorbike, let's say, with a petrol engine, a small displacement engine, 125, 250, 450, something like that? I've got a feeling they wouldn't, unless they actually went via the Chinese route and actually collabed with a Chinese motorcycle manufacturer and used a Chinese engine, or they developed their own small displacement engine, which I don't think they would ever do. They did that with the AMF years, the Aramaki engines, of course. Now, they could do that with a Chinese engine, but, you know, I think we're talking about a completely different market and a completely different rider as well. Personally, I'd be very interested in Harley-Davidson if they produce these kinds of bikes, and even if they use Chinese engines, you know, as long as the engines are lightweight, they're powerful, and the chassis and the way the bike works is very capable, I think they'd be onto a winner. But again, it will come down to price. They would have to be competitive. Would they produce these petrol engines, these internal combustion engines with, you know, for dirt bikes? I'm not so sure that would ever happen, but who knows? Who knows? You know, hope springs eternal, as the saying goes. And I would certainly be interested in that. And I think it would be a great move as well to broaden their range. But I think if they are going to produce any kind of off-road bike, I think it's going to come in an electric form, and I think it's going to come under the LiveWire banner. Now, of course, all speculation on my part, but I kind of done a bit of digging, and I think there might be something in this. The bucket may hold some water, as the saying goes. But look, let me know your comments below. What do you think about Harley Davidson producing off-road bikes? Will they produce a motocrosser? Do you have any experience of these older bikes from the AMF years? Great bikes if you can get hold of them. They make great little project bikes as well. Yes, slightly expensive, but you know, if you can get one, well worth investing in, I would say, certainly from a nostalgic point of view. If you've got an MX200, please let me know. I would love to have a go on one of those. But anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to get this on a bit more of a trail. Catch you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Harley Davidson producing dirt bikes. Again, could they do it? Catch you again. Ta-da.